I'm 11 years old. My mom just got out of rehab. She tells me my biological dad isn't my biological dad, and my biological dad wants to meet me. So I get dressed up in my Sunday's best so we can go to Ponderosa to meet my biological dad, and he doesn't show up. I did not feel sad. I did not cry. Also, I think one of the main reasons I didn't really have any emotions about it is because I had a dad. My dad adopted me when I was 2. Finding out that he wasn't my biological dad didn't really change anything for me because I never had a void in my heart as far as the father figure situation goes. So when this so-called man did not show up, I was just like, fuck these niggas. Now my mom and I are living together on our own, just the two of us. She had gotten herself together. We got a place. We're thriving. We're on the come up. And I'm going to visit my dad every weekend because remember, my brother stayed in the stable home with my dad, so he didn't witness any of the shenanigans that I went through. He was spared of all of that. But I saw him all the time. I visited every weekend. He visited us. You know, we were on the uptick, but I was still operating as a mini adult. And I'm going to tell you about this time that really traumatized me. My mother gave me $5 and I was told to go to the store to buy food that we could eat for the week. $5, while that sounds like it was not a lot of money, it wasn't, but it could get you things like very cheap things like a bag of rice, a bag of beans. It could get you like very simple things like that. So I was told to go to the store to buy these things. At this time, I am still 11 years old. So I ride my bike to the store. I was supposed to go to the grocery store, but I stopped at the convenience store first to play a video game. So now I'm playing my video game, blah, 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 blah. By the time I get to the store where I was supposed to go to buy the necessary things for us to eat for the week, it was closed. Y'all, it was closed. I'm devastated because I know all of the things my mom had gone through to sort of get to where she wasn't using anymore, and we were living by ourselves, and I didn't want anything to jeopardize that. So I was really like afraid that if I didn't get the food or if I didn't do the things I was supposed to do, then maybe she'd go back to using and maybe I'd have to live with somebody else. And I had just got my mom back, so I didn't want to have to go through that again. So me, an 11-year-old child with $5, had to figure out in a dang on convenience store the things I could buy that will stretch for a week to feed me and my mother. So I remember I did get a bag of rice. I got a bag of beans because I knew those things would stretch. I didn't know how to cook, but I just knew that those things would last a long time. And then I got whatever else I could with the remainder of the $5. And this was before we got the food stamps. Once we got the food stamps, it was a lot easier actually. We had food. We didn't have to stretch $5. During this time, my mom went to college, got a degree, got a nice stable job. Then a few years later, she started her business. And it was around the time I was 15 years old when she was finally at a point where she was stable enough and was making enough money for my brother to finally come in and move in with us. So now the three of us are back together and everything was going well until one day I see my mother come in the house bawling her eyes out like I've never seen anybody cry this way before in my life. And what happened was, because she was a business owner, she definitely didn't understand how to do her taxes. She had someone doing it, I believe. I don't think this is something she was trying to do on her own. But whatever the case may be, something was not filed correctly, and all the money she had saved in her bank accounts was wiped clean in a moment's notice. So just as she had gotten to the point where she's like, okay, I've saved enough, I've got a cushion, I've got this business, I'm financially stable, I'm mentally stable, I'm not using, I can finally get my son back. As soon as all that happens, she loses every dime she had.